jar full of wine or Kool-Aid. Oh, Brazil. Hey, Brazil in the house. All right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and top myself off. And so what this is an interactive cooking experience with me. My name is Nikki. I am a certified executive chef here in Tallahassee. I've teamed up with Red Eye Coffee, and we have made these beautiful meal kits, which if you have them, we're gonna do this cook along. If not, I'll put out the recipes the next day, and you can rewatch the video and all that kind of stuff. So, hello from Southwood. Oh, Cora, my niece, heard me. Oh, that's so sweet. So, just checking connections. We're good on Facebook. Working on it? My Facebook? And we're live on YouTube. Ooh, a birthday dinner. Happy birthday, Debbie. That's so fantastic. Hey, Jesse. Hey, Paula from Southwood. Summer Camp Beach. Wow, where is Summer Camp? Oh, Summer Camp Beach. Isn't that like in the Panhandle? I think so. Put a little paper towel here. This is the trick to making your cutting board not slide. Just put a little wet paper towel underneath and it'll stay in place. So, are we good on Facebook? Facebook, if you can see us, raise your hand. No. Give us a shout. Let us know in the chat. Okay, here we go. Rhonda can see us. Okay, cool. All right. Bridget can see us on Facebook. I think we're good. I think we're ready to rock. So today's live stream, we have teamed up with I teamed up with Red Eye Coffee. We've also teamed up with Tally Mac Shack, who teamed up with Register Sausage. So it's just like all in the Tallahassee family. And we are making a Cajun Pasta Alfredo. We're also going to make some vinaigrette for our fresh pasta. And this Tally Mac Shack Suasage is jalapeno cheddar sausage. It's pretty awesome. I had a chance to try it ahead of time, and it is amazing. So we're gonna have a good time browning this stuff up and tasting this. And we also are using Orchard Pond Organics honey. We don't have but we kind of measured it all out for you guys. These ingredients that we measure out, that's called mise en place. We call it mise en place, things in place. So how cool is that? That like everything is all measured and everything, and we just knock it together. We hang out. This is probably gonna take us maybe an hour, maybe a little more than an hour. But it's gonna be awesome. Okay, so Emily says we're waiting on YouTube. Had to click on the live now link. Okay, so maybe YouTube is lagging. I don't know. I got some new software for streaming, so we tested it out earlier in the week, but you never know. Okay, cool. So we're getting some likes. Okay, so is everybody ready? Hit a number 1 if you're ready to cook, so we know that we can start cooking. In the meantime, I'll go over like the ingredients that we have. So you have, a handful of these awesome veggies. So we have an onion, a tomato, and a pepper. We have honey, vinegar. You'll have 2 oils. That's for the vinaigrette. We have mustard, and I'm going to show you how to make an emulsified sauce. That's the vinaigrette. You have this awesome cup of heavy cream. Really beautiful Parmesan cheese, pasta from the motherland, and your Fire Station Dalmatian sausage, some pro seasoning. That's to season everything. This is my seasoning blend that I sell, and I'm a local chef here in Tallahassee, and so this is my company, Pro Seasoning. And then you have this beautiful bag of greens. So I hope you had fun like unwrapping your kit. It's like Christmas sometimes, but it's like you know, you just open it up and like all these goodies come out. And so, you know, it's the little things in life. So, okay, everybody's ready. 1, 1, 1, everybody's ready. 1, okay, we're gonna get going. All right, so if you guys have a pasta pot for boiling your pasta, go ahead and kick that on. I just kicked mine on. So while that water is heating up, we're gonna start cutting up our vegetables. So everybody get your pasta, water going, and remember this time I promised, and last time we did the same thing, that I was gonna cook live with you, no pre-prep or anything. We're making this dinner together. I think we can get this done in an hour. So, you know, dinner's gonna get on the table. What's with the pop-ups every time someone joins? Cool feature, once or twice. This is distracting. Okay, let's cut that off. I think it's called the alert box. You're right, it's annoying. Let's turn that off. Boom, I think I did it. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this Danny, this software is new. I'm not a very techie person, but you know, it's you know, I had to learn about streaming and stuff, and so this was a free software, and with a free software you get a running zombie that every time someone likes something. So there's where we're at. Oh, it's still doing it. All right, well, we'll see what happens. I think oh no, that's the audio. I think I'm gonna just cut off audio for a little while. All right. So what I was saying was, is like with free software, it's, you know, I tried to turn off, so we'll see. So we're gonna go ahead and start cutting our stuff up. So we're gonna cut this pepper up, okay? And this is, like I said, called mise en place. So we're gonna put everything in their place, and then we're gonna start cooking. Okay, your dad loves the zombie. So peppers are expensive, right? And we wanna make sure that we're cutting the pepper the right way. So my trick to that is that, first of all, we hold our knife the right way. We do kind of like what's called a pinch grip, and we go ahead and hold our knife this way so that we have more control. If you hold your knife with just the handle, you don't have a lot of control. This is the way chefs hold a knife. So, and then we do what's called the claw. So we kind of tuck our thumb in, and it's gonna feel weird for a while, but at some point it will click and it'll feel normal, and you'll start cutting the right way, and you won't be able to hurt yourself. So what we're gonna do is we start with the heel of the blade and we draw through. We let these knives do the work for us. If we were meant to use just a little bit of the knife, it would be very small, like a paring knife. But we're meant to use this whole blade. So think of it when you're cooking and when you're cutting stuff up, that you're using the whole blade. So we're gonna start with the heel, and we're just gonna cut the top off. And now what popped off is this. Just this little thing. This is not edible. I don't want that, so that's garbage. And so far we have 0 waste, okay? So this, we're done with that. Then all we do is we take the core out. The only thing left in here is the seeds, the rest of the top of the stem, and then the pith, which is inedible. I mean, it's edible, it's just not tasty. So it's, you know, the white part. It's very bitter, okay? So now we have just the ribs left, and we're gonna cut the bottom off. And this is the proper way to cut a pepper without having any waste. So now all we're gonna do is we're gonna flatten that pepper out, and we're gonna cut the ribs out. So I have this is called the ribs, right? Flip it around, cut this guy off, ribs, gone, okay? So we are not cutting the expensive part of the pepper off. Okay? So now my waste is this. That's my waste. That's the stuff you don't want. The stuff that's really like inedible. The rest of it we're eating. We're eating this whole pepper. Get rid of the seeds. And now we're gonna julienne this pepper. So, and I'm using the top and everything. And I'm gonna do the claw, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna julienne this pepper. You guys with me? You don't have to do it this fast. You can do it as fast or as slow as you want. But we have, only thing I'm concerned with is not wasting any food. Look at that. We got all that off that pepper. and the only thing left is this, just this bit of waste that, you know, you could plant the seeds in your garden. Now's a good time for that if you have some time. Cool. But that's it. That's our waste. Okay, so we're gonna move that aside, and we're gonna julienne our onion. So everybody get your onion out, and we're gonna julienne this bad boy. I'll take a little sip while you guys are doing that. We got any questions? Oh, it turned off. Okay, Danny, thank you for letting us know that that was annoying.
Thanks for trying to turn it off.
Oh, did I turn it? I didn't turn. Okay, I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, cool. So get your onion out, and we're gonna cut this guy directly in half. If you call the you know, this like the root and the stem the North Pole and the South Pole, then we're gonna cut along longitude, right? The long ways. Okay. Then we're gonna go ahead and peel this onion, and I have always peeled with a knife, because when I was in culinary school, that's just the way they were like, peel it with your knife. So that's always the way I've always done it. Get that guy off. Are you guys excited to make some pasta? By the way, has anybody tried to cut their own hair at home? I hear that's a thing, that everybody's like at home, like, oh, you know what, the salons are closed. I haven't cut my hair myself at all, and I know it's crazy, and it's big, and it's weird, and it's not normal. It's driving me crazy, but I haven't been bold enough to do anything. I hear people are cutting their bangs and all that kind of stuff. Are you guys doing that? All right, so now we have the root attached, so that's going to keep the onion together, basically, and we're going to do the claw again, and we're just going to go ahead and slice it. And now I got this little root. Done with that. Do the next one. Get rid of that. Safety first. Do the claw. Use the whole blade. It's what it's designed to do. Okay.
Your mom said she cut your dad's hair.
Oh yeah. How'd that go, Ma? Tell us the story. All right, I need somewhere to put my vegetables.
Jennifer said, cut my hair once. 3-year-old. Learn my lesson then.
That's it. That's the only time you do it. All done. All right, so I'm gonna put some of my onions in this bowl. Half the onions in one bowl, half the onions in another bowl, because we are going to saute some, and the other ones are gonna get marinated. So, because we're fancy like that. Now on to our tomato. And a lot of folks have trouble with tomatoes because they tend to smush when you cut them. But if you use the entire blade, you start with your heel, draw the heel through, you will have less trouble. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut this bad boy in half. Then we're gonna notch out that little stem there. That's done. Okay, stem. And we are going to dice it. So I'm going to cut it like in half basically, and then we're going to go long ways, then we're going to cut it along the equator, and now we have diced tomatoes. Oops, I'm throwing tomatoes around. That's okay. That's okay. No worries.
Jessie says she's still chopping onion.
Okay, cool. Chop them onions. No worries. I hear my water starting to boil. Is everybody's water boiling? Because we could probably put our pasta on soon. And now we have our tomatoes cut. And I'm just going to throw them on a piece of parchment paper, which I don't have handy, of course. Throw them in a bowl. Put these tomatoes aside. We are going to crowdsource next week's kit, and so what we want to do is, while you guys are cutting up your vegetables and stuff, we have two choices, and you guys get to pick. We can make up a system where it's like type. You want one or two?
1 and 2 for the other.
Okay, so type 1, and we'll keep voting as this goes, but type 1, if you want to do breakfast for dinner, and we're going to do tiramisu French toast, an omelet tutorial, and a tomato salad. So, and the tiramisu French toast, we'll do a custard, and we'll use coffee, we'll use red-eye coffee, and so that's the tiramisu French toast. It'll be very special. Tomato salad and the omelet tutorial. A lot of people ask me about how to make omelets. So then choice number 2 is coffee crusted steak with a pan sauce, whipped potatoes, and bacon roasted Brussels sprouts. So those are the two choices. Type the number 1 if you want the breakfast for dinner. Number 2 is the steak. Okay?
When? Next week.
It'll be next week. Next week is the next kit. Where'd I put my towels?
Got a lot of 2s coming in.
2s. Everybody wants steak. I figured steak would be like would be a big seller.
Oh, I got one.
I'm putting my pasta in, guys. I'm gonna salt the water a little bit, and I'm putting my pasta in. Some of you guys cooked it ahead of time. That's awesome. You are a teacher's pet. Oops, drop one. And I am going to add a little bit of salt to my water.
Someone said 3.
Three is not a choice. And so I'm going to put a big pinch of this salt. I want it to taste like seawater. Because this is my chance to season the pasta. So, give your pasta a stir. And let that guy roll. Okay? There's that. I'll just put this over here. Alright, so now we're ready to make our vinaigrette because we're getting everything in place. So vinaigrette is next. You guys ready for vinaigrette? Easy peasy, everything's all measured for you. But I have this cool science lesson that I like to do. First of all, put a wet towel under your bowl so that it doesn't really move. You create friction. And that's it. Just put a wet towel there. And if you guys are ready for the science lesson, I'll go ahead and do that. And just to recap right now, we have our vegetables cut up and our pasta is boiling, and we're about to do the vinaigrette and a science lesson. Yes, this is my personal kitchen. Yeah, Debbie. Yeah, I live in this house. One of the reasons why we bought this house was for the kitchen. My wife is she's very supportive of my cooking passion, and when we bought this house, we looked all over the place, and we looked at every house in Tallahassee, and then this house actually has a walk-in pantry. And so when I walked in and I saw that pantry, I was like, this is it, this is the house. And we ended up getting it because Jen is very supportive, and I'm very, very lucky. And this kitchen, we knocked down a wall, made it a little bit bigger, and all that kind of stuff. So this is where we hang out a lot because
Jen also likes to eat.
Jen likes to eat, yeah. Well, yes.
Win-win. We are at 2 more votes for steak over breakfast, y'all.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's interesting. Are you guys ready for the science lesson? Here it comes. Okay, hold on a second. I have trouble seeing up close, so I may need to No, we're not buying the pro version, thank you. All right, this is an empty slate right here, empty slate. So we are gonna make an emulsification, right? So an emulsification is the mixing and blending of two unmixable things. Oil and vinegar, they're not friends, naturally. They're like, I don't wanna be with that guy. But there's a thing that we use to bond them together. It's not a forever bond, it's just it's temporary. And what that thing is lecithin. And there's lecithin in mustard, there's lecithin in soy, there's lecithin in eggs, and maybe some other things, but that's pretty much, those are the go-to things in cooking. So the mustard is gonna help us bond the oil and the vinegar together. And the way that works is, when I picture lecithin, I picture a pool. And I picture this as a pool full of oil. You guys see that? Oil. Okay? There's a kid in the pool. His name is lecithin. Les. Okay? And he's sitting on a soccer ball or a beach ball or whatever. He's floating along and he's like sitting on this ball, right? He's holding that ball in place, and that ball is vinegar. Okay? So he's holding it in place. So lecithin, what lecithin does is it holds that unmixable two ingredients together and makes a bond, right? But he's got to be there. If he's not there, the bond is gone, right? So you have two unmixable things and it's broken, right? You have the oil separates and you get the idea. It's not forever too, because lecithin gets tired. Remember, he's a kid. He's like, I'm going inside now. I gotta go play video games. He leaves that ball, and the two things separate. And then that's why, you know, vinaigrettes and things like that break after a while. The oil separates from the vinegar. And that's why when you go to Publix and stuff, you gotta shake up the vinaigrette that you get in a bottle. But that's my science lesson. Lecithin, okay? So, we're gonna make our vinaigrette. Are you guys ready?
Everybody looks ready.
Everybody looks ready. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put in our mustard.
Chef Turk said, yay science.
Yay science! Yay science! Then we're gonna put in our honey, and this is Orchard Pond Organics, local honey. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful honey. Local bees, local flowers. I've been to the farm. It's gorgeous. I took Ollie there the other day. He was like, wow, because he's been at home. Then our vinegar goes in. Okay. Then we'll do about, a teaspoon of our pro seasoning, and we'll mix that up. And you can use a whisk. This just ends up being my go-to tool sometimes, but we'll use a whisk. So we whisk that up. You guys with me? Yeah, Ollie Wally. I don't even know, where's he at?
He is asleep on the couch.
Shockingly, he's being quiet. We loaded up a peanut butter Kong for all the barking. He's been barking his head off at us all day long, but now he's being quiet. I don't know. He must know I'm working.
Haley said, I cut Michael's hair yesterday and we were both terrified, LOL.
Oh God, and how's he doing now? I love hearing about these adventures in quarantine, Okay, so I have my, you guys mixed it up with me. We have our vinegar, our honey, and our mustard all together, rich with lecithin. And what we're gonna do is these containers, they squeeze and they can make a little spout. So you're gonna drizzle slowly, little bit at a time. And that's how our emulsification is gonna get made. This is where we're putting work in, gang. We're putting work in. It's a labor of love. Your arm's gonna get tired. You're gonna be like, I'm never making a vinaigrette ever again. But you'll want to, because it's delicious. This is also a great marinade. We are making way more than what you need for tonight. I suggest you get some chicken breast and throw it in this vinaigrette and then grill it up. So good. So we are preparing you for the rest of the week. You know, keep it in your, I wouldn't hold it more than a week. Keep it for salads, keep it as a marinade, keep it as a finishing sauce. I'll finish pork chops and things like that with this vinaigrette. It's pretty amazing stuff. You guys with me?
We all just got a tornado warning.
Oh yeah, bad weather, huh? So maybe, I mean, hopefully we won't lose power. I hope everybody's safe. All right, that's our first container of oil. We're gonna use both of them, because if not, it's gonna be real tart. Hit you in the, yeah. Here we go, second one, baby. Emulsification. This is what's called an emulsified sauce. You would use this same technique to make hollandaise. So this is one of those, you know, techniques where you learn the technique and then you make an exponential amount of food by using that technique. Once you grasp the concept of how lecithin works and how emulsifications work, you'll be able to use it all the time. Chipley has no power. Oh man, Chipley.
You're pouring in oil, right?
This is oil. Yeah, this is oil. And like I said, you can use this vinaigrette all week long. Make a beautiful, you know, it makes a beautiful finishing sauce, dipping sauce. It makes a really, really delicious marinade. I've marinated all kinds of proteins in this, even tofu. If you're a vegetarian, you can marinate tofu in this and throw it on the grill. Happy days. Happy, happy, happy. All right, that's the end of our oil. And now we have this vinaigrette.
How much pro-seasoning would you say is in there?
There's a teaspoon. You have more though. You have more if you want more. You know, it's the spice of life, I feel. So I just throw it all over the place. I'm gonna taste it. Taste everything you make, right? Man, that's good. All right, so remember we are marinating some of our onions. So I am going to put some of this vinaigrette on these onions, because I'm a big fan of marinated onions. It takes the sting out. It makes them kind of floppy. And when you put that, you garnish a salad with that, it's real good. So we'll put that aside. So now our stuff for our salad's all done. Our mise en place, we have our vinaigrette, we have our greens, we have tomatoes, we're gonna put a little cheese on that. Salad is ready to rock. All we're gonna do later is we're gonna plate it. Get that out of the way. And we're gonna start working on our main dish, baby. Oh, we gotta check our pasta, see how that's doing.
Barbie says, love this, can't wait to use it on some tofu.
On what, tofu?
Tofu.
All right, yeah, I knew that would ring your bell. What? Tofu, you say?
Kim says, did you put the Cajun seasoning in?
No, the Cajun seasoning's for the pasta. No Cajun, just pro seasoning. And I'm tasting my pasta, perfectly al dente. I'm draining mine.
Paula says, how many onions?
We used half an onion for, we're gonna use half an onion for the pasta, half an onion for marinating. Let's see. Draining our pasta, everybody be careful. Set it aside. Okay, and I have this cool like little guy who sits on top, this little strainer guy. I love him. I use it for everything. I use it for sifting flour to make bread. You know, it hooks onto the pot. If I want to drain pasta, that'll just sit there and be happy. It's a cool little gadget.
Mary Ford Baggett's in the house.
Mary Ford Baggett, baby!
It says yum.
Yeah, girl! All right.
Anna Amos says spice of life.
Spice of life. That's it. Oh, we gotta cut our yeah. Okay, this stuff. Our Tally Mac Shack, Fire Station Dalmatian, Beautiful sausage. So some of you guys have plain sausage in your kit, so you're not going to cut your sausage because it's a fresh sausage. This sausage that we're using is fully cooked, so we're going to cut it. But if you have fresh sausage in your kit, then you will brown the sausage whole, okay? So you'll skip this part. Let's cut them all together, right? We're just going to do little circles. I can't wait for you guys to taste this sausage. It's literally, it's dreamy. When I tasted it, I grilled it up. Tally Mac Shack, the owner, Justo, gave me a sample pack like this. I couldn't believe it. So generous. And they're actually sponsoring this. They're sponsoring this live stream. So give them a shout. Tell them how much you love them. Like their page. Let them know that you love Tally Mac Shack because they are fantastic. So anyway, he gave me the sausage. I grilled it up and I was like, dude, you knocked it out of the park. It's perfectly nuanced, perfectly spiced. I used to teach a class on making sausage when I taught culinary school, and the trick to making good sausage is the snap. You got to have good casing, and when you cook it, when you bite into it, it has this beautiful snap. And when I bit it, I was like, this is it. You did it, man. You did it. It was a good job. All right, so we got our sausage all cut up, and you can see the cheese in there. See that cheese? That's freaking awesome. And we are going to kick on our pan. I have this big saute pan. It's got steep sides. So, if you have a big saute pan, cool. You'll want steep sides, or if not, just put it in a big skillet. Maybe a cast iron skillet would be great. Jelly jar full of wine. What do we got? Comments?
Keep going. Maybe we should.
Do we need to slow down? Let's do a feelings check-in. How are we feeling? Do I need to tell a story?
I haven't seen some comments in a while.
Okay, they're cooking. Okay, that's cool. I'm just gonna put my pan on low, let it heat up, let you guys catch up, and we can remind everybody that next week is in their hands. We're letting you guys pick what the kit will be, and there's two choices. Choice number one is breakfast for dinner, and that is tiramisu French toast. We're gonna do an omelet like tutorial. You guys can mess up as many times as you want. We'll stuff it full of goodness, and we will do a tutorial on omelets. Also, we'll do like a tomato salad with that one. So it'll be kind of like a brunch for dinner. So it's brunch for dinner. I assure you that the tiramisu French toast will have some, salted caramel sauce to drizzle over the top, and that's breakfast for dinner. Then
Kim said, can you give a quick recap? I'm guessing of the.
Okay.
So far.
Let me do number two. Number two is red-eye coffee crusted steak with whipped potatoes, pan sauce, and bacon roasted Brussels sprouts. So give us a number one if you want breakfast for dinner next week. Give us a number two if you want steak for dinner next week.
We are absolutely tied.
It's tied?
Right now.
That's so interesting. I knew that was going to happen because, and that's why because we couldn't decide. So we said, let's crowdsource it. Let's see what you guys want. All right. So to recap, we have cut up our vegetables. We julienned our peppers and our onions. Here we are. And let's see, peppers, onions, and we have made our vinaigrette. It's the honey mustard vinaigrette. We learned about lecithin. We marinated half the onions. So we got onions marinating, that's for the salad. And we boiled our pasta. Now we're about to throw this sausage, this Tally Mac Shack Fire Station Dalmatian sausage into the pan. So if you've got to catch up again, that's where we're at. We're about to make the pasta dish. So we can slow it down because that's the last thing we got to do before we plate everything. So no worries, guys. If your name is Christy Ferris and you're texting us, put the comments somewhere where we can see them because we can't answer your text right now, Christy Ferris. With all the love. I think my phone is not, yeah, Jen has my phone. Go ahead and text my phone if it's something secret.
Secret. Debbie said, shouldn't we drink red wine with sausage?
Yeah, you do whatever you want. I drink white because it doesn't give me a headache. And I know that's like whatever, but that just puts the wind in my sails. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
But whatever you want to drink, you drink.
The steak dinner is winning so far by 1 vote.
1 vote. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. What's that say? Flip a coin.
Rebecca wants to know, should I warm up my zoodles how?
Oh, the zoodles.
Now.
Okay, zoodles. Zoodles, I would suggest, Rebecca, that you don't heat them up at all. We make the sauce, and then we toss your zoodles in to the sauce, and that will just, you don't need to really cook zoodles. They wilt very quickly, so I would say keep the crunch. And if you're just catching up, if you have sausage that is not Tally Mac Shack, that is like a plain sausage, keep it whole because it is a fresh sausage. This one's fully cooked, so we can slice it ahead of time. The plain sausage, the bratwurst, and some of you guys got Italian sausage, I think. Brown it whole, and then we'll slice it later because otherwise it will be it'll fall apart. So. All right, are we ready to start browning up this sausage, or do I need to keep it rolling slow?
Okay. Someone wanted to know, did you put oil in the pan?
I didn't. Some of the fat's gonna render out of the sausage. You can put a little olive oil in. There's not any oil left in the kit, but the sausage oil it'll render out. Render means when the fat melts. So that's what our cooking fat's gonna be. Okay, cool, cool.
Okay.
We're good? Good, good,
I
good.
think we're ready.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I'm still heating my pan up. So, oh, that's because my my flame went out. The flame. While I'm waiting for my pan to heat up, I want to remind you that Pro Seasoning is for sale at Red Eye Coffee, and you can go by and pick it up. Also, Red Eye has grocery ingredients, grocery items like paper towels, toilet paper, yeast, which everybody's baking bread. And if you are baking bread, give us a shout because that's one of my favorite things to do is bake bread. I've been baking bread at least once a week for myself. Jen doesn't eat bread because she's lactose intolerant. I'm just kidding. She can't have the gluten.
Corinna wants to know, heating up to what temp?
I'm heating it up to medium high so that I can brown this saucy. And I'm just gonna start chucking it in. I think I can kind of smell that it's going. And we want to hear that sizzle, right? You guys know how I feel about caramelization. Gotta have caramelization.
Catherine says she made bagels.
You made bagels? That's a tough one. I love a homemade bagel. I think I'm done with this board, so.
Jesse said I haven't been able to find yeast anywhere.
Yeast, they have it I was at Red Eye yesterday, and they have tons of it. So if you need yeast, go over to Red Eye. On the Capital Circle location has yeast, and so no worries. I'm gonna add a little bit of fat just to kind of get this guy going with a little olive oil. There we go. But some of the fat should definitely render out. Have no fear. Fat will be here, don't worry.
Corinna said I made English muffins with yogurt and self-rice and flour.
Oh, well, if you have a recipe, post the recipe. I'm sure folks would want to see that. For sure. Are you able to see Red Eye's comments too? Okay, cool. And we are browning, baby. really whipping up out there. I hope we don't lose power. I hope you guys are okay too.
Paula says the next step is to saute the sausage.
Yep, saute the sausage. So get it nice and brown. If your sausage is whole, keep it whole. Look at that. You see that? That's big. Big stuff happening outside.
Karina said, awesome that you cook with a spatula.
I do, yeah. I cook with a spatula. It's my go-to. It's just kind of like in kitchens. That's our most convenient tool. It's always around, so I just always grab it.
Paula says quarter shapes for the sausage.
Yeah, quarters, maybe like a stack of 4 or 5 quarters. Okay, so we're not rendering as much fat as I thought we'd render, so if you have any oil, just throw it in the pan, a couple tablespoons. That's okay. Oh, here goes the power. Is it raining at you guys' house too? It's like crazy here. Really whipping up. Okay, so all we gotta do is really heat this up and brown it. That's our goal.
Good thing cooking is an inside sport.
Yeah. Can you guys see that out there? Oh, you guys can't. But I think it looks like Facebook red eye. You can see right out our window. So that is, yeah, that's some gnarly stuff.
Christy said, pouring, lights flickering.
Yeah. It was a dark and stormy night. We made pasta.
Brenda said the same thing, power's flickering.
Power's flickering, man, it is bananas.
Wanda says lights flickered when yours did.
Yeah.
Jennifer says we're under a tornado warning here in Wakulla.
Anna Amos, where are you? Oh, California. What?
Kim says, are you not under a tornado warning? Yeah, we are.
Are we on a warning or watch?
Okay. Chrissy says thankful for a gas stove.
Yeah, really. Us too. All right, so we got our sausage all brown and it's all heated through, so we can go ahead and take it out of the pan. Something wicked this way comes. So we remove the meat from our pan. And then next what goes in is what we call aromatics.
It smells pretty good already.
Yeah, that's the sausage is aromatic. You might have a little cheese stuck to your pan. That's cool. Don't worry about that. We'll loosen it up and we'll make sure it gets into the, nothing better than beautiful caramelized cheese. So we'll make sure that makes it into the dish. So loosen some of that up. Then we'll add our peppers and our onions. And we want to hear that sizzle.
Rebecca says still cooking meat, electric stove is slow.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, no worries. Ooh, that's a pretty sound.
Sarah says, what if we put way too much oil? Any tips, LOL?
Okay, tips for removing oil. Just take a paper towel if you have them. And you're gonna make this thing. Oh, it's a new roll of paper towels. And then I'll live in a good one. Okay, you're gonna make this thing. You just do this. Roll it up like that. Can you see me? Everybody see me? And take your tongs Put that at the end of your tongs so you don't hurt yourself, and you can wipe out your pan. I do this all the time in cooking. Like I use this to wipe out excess stuff, moisture and whatnot. It's this little tool here. So paper towel and tongs is the safest way, and you want to bunch it up so you have absorption. You know, Bounty, the quicker picker upper. Ooh, boom, crash, lightning.
Scratchy Katie, Chef Kurt said Chef Ford says hi.
Chef who?
Ford.
Ford. Hey, Chef Ford. Mazel tov. Jelly jar for wine.
Christy says smells delicious now.
Yeah, that's called aromatics. Throw a little bit of more oil in the pan. If you guys have it, I'm on the stage of I don't have enough oil. Looking good though. Hey, sneak a bite of this right here. Okay, try that. Sneak a bite of that.
Liz Daughtry says, so hungry.
So hungry, Lizzie! Hi! I saw your video. Super cute. Alright, once we have color, and we are a little bit wilted there, we're going to add Cajun seasoning. Now, you can make this as spicy or not spicy as you want it. We gave you a good amount. I'm just going to put a little bit, but spices are what I call genies in a bottle. So when you put spices into a pan, you need to make sure that they can toast a little bit. So at this point, this is when we would put our spices in the pan. When we have, it's almost a little bit dry, we have a little bit of oil, a little bit of moisture, and that will release the flavor of something that's been locked away for a long time. This Cajun seasoning, you know, we buy it, whatever. You don't know how long it's been on the shelf and all that kind of stuff. So when you use spices, you toast your spices. So you put them in at this point, not when there's a lot of moisture in the pan, because you have very little chance of releasing all that beautiful oil that's naturally in the spices.
Paula says, have you guys started cooking the pasta?
We cooked it already. We cooked the pasta already. Now, we are going to lower the heat, and we're going to add our cream. How are we doing?
Okay.
Doing okay? Look at that. And we're going to bring the heat up just a little bit, and we're going to reduce this cream just a little bit, just to kind of thicken it up a little bit, and then we'll start adding cheese. Cheese.
Rebecca says she's still behind, so maybe slow down.
Oh, we'll slow down then. No worries, we'll slow down. I'm gonna eat this sausage.
Brienne Walters liked our video. Hi, Brienne. She made an order for pro seasoning today.
Oh, thanks, Brienne. That's awesome. We appreciate that. All right, so while we're hanging out and we're just kind of, you know, finishing up, and we're gonna make our, you know, put our salad together, and we're gonna plate this pasta. So what you'll do is you'll go ahead and loosen up anything that's on the bottom. That's called fond, F-O-N-D, fond, and so that's all the good stuff. We want to loosen that up. So while we have time, we can talk about some stuff, right? So should we talk about what the meal kit's next week? All right, we're gonna go ahead and do that.
Yeah. We have exactly one vote extra for steak, so that's the front.
Oh, so maybe we'll get some other votes for other stuff. Okay. Well, scary outside, guys. It's like, okay, we're okay though. We're gonna be okay. Maybe you can repeat the step after the sausage browning. Oh, no worries. Okay, so after the sausage is browned, then you add what's called aromatics. In this step, whenever you brown a protein comes out of the pan, then aromatics go in. So that is, in this case it'll be peppers and onions. So the peppers and onions go in. We cook them until they're a little bit, caramelized and soft, and then we added the cream.
What else goes in the veggies?
In the peppers and onions, the cream.
Asking even if veggies aren't done, question?
You can cook the veggies longer if you want, so that they're softer. Everybody's comfortability with veggie firmness or softness is different. So if you want them cooked a little bit further, cook them further. No worries. But also we did put the Cajun seasoning. Already.
Sarah said it is scary outside.
My mom says go faster in case the power fails. I'm trying. It's gonna be okay. Boy, can things get crazier?
Rebecca said Cajun question mark.
Yes, Rebecca. So onions and peppers, then Cajun seasoning, because remember spices are what I call genies in a bottle. We put our spices when the mixture is dry. So we have peppers and onions. It's a dry, sauteing is a dry cooking concept. We put our Cajun seasoning in. Put as much or as little as you like. And then after that, you'll add the cream. And the reason why I call these genies in a bottle is because when you cook spices that way, you toast them, you actually release the oils that have been locked away for a really long time, and that gives you a more flavorful, more full-rounded dish.
Paul has a question, marinade question. We put some with the onions. Do we save some for our salad dressing?
Peppers? Are we talking about peppers?
She didn't specify. And what is left we save for marinade?
Onions or peppers?
She didn't say. We put some with the onions. Paula, can you clarify your question, maybe? And while we're paused, Danny said, anyone who wants to buy a package of the Tally Mac Shack Register Meat Company jalapeno cheddar sausage, it's available in Publix, in every Publix, plus Winn-Dixie, Fresh for Less, Piggly Wiggly, Deep Brewing, and TMS Happy Motoring location in downtown Tallahassee.
Amazing. That's a lot of places. You guys, well done. Well done. That's all the places you can get the Register Sausage, Tally Mac Shack Sausage collaboration. Fire Station Dalmatian is Fresh for Less, Piggly Wiggly, Publix is here in Tallahassee, Tally Mac Shack, Happy Motoring. Like, there's so many places you can get it from, and it is divine, as you guys are going to see.
Okay, Paula corrected her question.
Okay.
Said we put marinade with the onions, right?
Yes, you don't need to do it all. That's actually, that marinade is the dressing as well for our salad. Just put enough to coat your onions, and this is what my onions look like right here.
She said, but do we reserve marinade for our salad dressing?
Yes, you do. There's so much of it. There's tons of it. You don't need to put it all on your onions.
Sarah said, where is the olive oil from? It smells so delish.
It's from Cheney Brothers. It's a big food distribution company. I'll have to look at the bottle to see exactly but it is a high quality ingredient. Like we made sure we shopped around and got the best ingredients. So it's a really good olive oil.
Bridget seems to be your A+ student for today. She said
she's been my A+ student for I don't know, like 8 years now. she was one of my students at Kaiser.
She said, I skipped ahead, I'm eating and it's fantastic. We'll tag you with a pic, you the best.
Oh, thank you, Bridget. I love you so much. So Bridget is from Florida. She is the sous chef for the whole entire state. Amazing lady. Her and Justin, they do amazing things for the state, for Fresh from Florida, and make sure that we buy local ingredients and Florida-grown stuff. And I feel like really privileged that she actually chose to do this kit with us, because she knows her stuff about food, and That's your barometer right there. Is the Bridget factor. Bridget cooked along with us, and it's really exciting for us. So we're gonna go ahead and add the cheese, y'all. We're gonna add the cheese. So we're gonna add not all of it. We're gonna add just a little bit, and we're gonna kick up the heat and just melt it in a little bit at a time. And you guys are gonna see how beautiful this dish is, and we're gonna eat it and be happy, super happy. Okay, we got some ketchups. Oh, Bridget, give me happy faces. All right, once the cheese is mixed in, we'll add a little bit more because we don't want to have lumps. I'm gonna reserve a little bit personally because I want some for my salad. So I'm not gonna put it all in. Just gonna reserve a little bit for my salad. Turn it down a little bit, get that mixed in. This is our Cajun Alfredo, gorgeous stuff. And I'm gonna mix a little bit more in, and I'm gonna leave a couple tablespoons for my salad like this, just this little bit.
What kind of cheese is that?
It's Parmesan cheese. It's grated Parmesan cheese. And now, now for something you'll really like. It's from Rocky and Bullwinkle. All right, pasta goes in. Oh, it's been a while. That's okay. Give it a helping hand. There we go.
Barbie had a really good tip.
Oh, what's that?
She said a vegetarian tip would be to use baked tofu and baby bella mushrooms.
Ooh, mushrooms. Yeah, mushrooms have something called L-glutamine, which gives the taste sensation on your palate of protein, of what we call umami, the fifth sense. So so mushrooms, if you like mushrooms and you can tolerate mushrooms, some people can't, but if you like mushrooms, that's and you're a vegetarian, that is a really good. Or if you want to substitute protein once a week and try and be a little bit healthy. Mushrooms are a really good substitution for protein because they give you that protein taste, that umami. So, and it's a chemical thing. Like it's a proven thing by science that they contain L-glutamine. So, yeah, good idea. All right, we're gonna toss our pasta around in this beautiful Alfredo sauce.
Rebecca's gonna put in her zoodles, right?
Rebecca, you put your zoodles in, yes. Give them a little tossy poo. I would use tongs, just so,
You don't break it.
yeah, so you don't smush it up too much.
Nice comment. Tracy Banner says, we are loving this. Henry is taking in every word you were saying. He's a chef in training.
Oh, that's so sweet. Henry, shout out, bro. Shout out to little baby Henry, little buddy Henry, man. You're awesome. Thank you for cooking along with me and hanging out and doing this with me because I really appreciate you, man. Okay, sausage goes back in. And we're gonna toss that around a little bit. Look at that. Super happy. I have some parsley for garnish, but we're gonna go ahead and start plating this stuff up before we lose power. Actually, you know what? By this point, if we haven't lost it, it's gonna be all right. Little baby cutting board. I love this little tube of parsley that we pack. We try and save on packaging, and make it as cost effective and eco-friendly as possible, so we use as little packaging as we can. All right, so we're gonna take our parsley and just pull the leaves off. That's called picking, when you pick your herbs. So we're gonna pull the good part off.
Jesse says the more time passes, the harder it is to convince Kyle it's too hot to eat right now.
Kyle, it's your world, buddy. This is me telling you.
He's gonna burn his mouth.
No, Kyle blow. Kyle blow on the pasta. All right, So this is something called chiffonade. We're gonna roll this thing into like a cigar. See this little bunch right here? And then I'm going to cut my herbs using the claw grip. And now I have little chopped up herbs, and I'm going to use that for garnish. So that we have all this color. See that color? Oh, mega, 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 mega. Okay. Here's how we're plating this stuff. I gotta clean this up because I noticed on one of my feeds that I was messy. Messy.
Rhonda said, late question. Did you dab excess oil before you put veggies in the pan?
No, use that. You need that oil for the veggies. You need that oil. You use that oil. Can you see this? We can kind of see that. Put that. Okay, so here we go. Plating, baby. Here is our family-sized, fresh, beautiful greens. Goes in the center of the plate, and we want height, right? That's the idea when we make food, is we want height. Then we are going to take our marinated onions, put them around the salad like that. So you could choose. Not everybody likes it. Also, if you had to plate something ahead of time, like I've done a lot of catering in my career, so if I had to, you know, do something ahead of time, I wouldn't want the vinaigrette touching my greens because they'll make them wilt. So the best way to do that is, you know, to prevent that is by putting it around. Put it around. And that way you don't have any wilting. It's just kind of helps with the height. So we have that. Where'd I put my tomatoes? Here they are. We have our tomatoes going around, all that color. Look at that. Do y'all see that? Everybody see that? Perfect little salad. Gourmet, kicking it up on a rainy Thursday night in Tallahassee, Florida. Happy days. Then I'm gonna put my cheese that I saved. I was like, oh, this is my cheese. Look at that, right on top, baby. Cheese on top. Then the rest of my vinaigrette. And you can put as much or as little as you want. But look at this salad. See that salad? The family, you put this out, we're doing it right now. They're gonna be like, oh my God, we're super happy. All right, so there's our salad. Now the next thing we do is our pasta, and there's really, that's pretty much plug and play. Plug and play, baby. Some beautiful pieces of sausage on top. That Tally Mac Shack register sausage combination of happiness. Cheddar jalapeno, Fire Station Dalmatian, little parsley on top. Always wipe the rims, right? As chefs, we always make sure the rims are clean because why? A server is going to take their thumb and put it right in whatever you put on the rim. There is our pasta. Check that out. Salad. Beautiful. Beautiful. What do you guys think? Man, is that good. I love it. I love food. Any other questions, guys?
Sarah said that was so fun and easy to follow. Thank you.
Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, a cook-along should be that way, you know, where we just kind of, it's interactive. That's the goal. With these votes, next week, the kit will be coffee crusted steak with a pan sauce, whipped potatoes, and bacon roasted Brussels sprouts. That sounds good.
Corinda said, so awesome. Thanks, Chef.
My pleasure, y'all.
Rhonda said,
I'm gonna get a fork.
Kate said, another great dish. Danny said, can you hold the pasta up to the camera?
Oh, sorry. I had to take a bite.
Don said, yes.
Which feed are you on, Danny? Are you on the, what's he on?
He is on the YouTube feed.
The YouTubes.
Paula said, thanks for answering my bazillion questions. So fun.
Oh, my pleasure. Listen, I honestly, I live for this. I live for teaching and learning about food. Teaching and learning about food.
Brenda said, Yahoo for steak. Can't wait.
I'm going to add a little pro seasoning to mine because I feel, you never know with all the cheese. Like, you're like, the cheese is like, can be really salty, but, you know, I need a little more pro seasoning. And so that's why we give you plenty in your kit. And you can buy this at chefnikki.net. You can also pick it up locally at Red Eye Coffee. And yeah, I ship all over the country. Danny, are you satisfied with your view? I'll snap a pic as well before I eat this because
Paula said, how long on the veggies?
Cooking the veggies. Okay, so if you're just until they're like caramelized and soft. Do you have my phone so I can snap a picky before I eat this?
That's running.
That's all right. Get it back. Because I'll forget.
Josh Turk says, amazing, looks so tasty.
Thank you, Joshy.
Anna Amos says, I am so hungry now.
Thank you for being supportive, and I see you're commenting a lot on the YouTube, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate all the comments.
Jennifer wants to know, is the steak dinner a dinner for 4 or for 2?
It'll be 4. It's always 4. I also want to give a shout out to Orchard Pond Organics for the honey that's in your honey Dijon vinaigrette that you guys can use. We have so much. Look how much I have left over. We just used, you know, some of it for our salad, but you can use it as a marinade later in the week. I would suggest, you know, throw in a chicken breast into this, you know, or pork, and then, you know, marinating it and grilling it off, or using this as a finishing sauce. I've used that many times. I love using this vinaigrette as a finishing sauce. So, you know, you grill your protein and then you drizzle it over the top. It's really great with rice because you scoop it all together. So good. Okay.
So for next week, how do they order?
Oh, next week we're gonna put the you know, Eventbrite, what's today? Thursday. We will probably put it up at some time tomorrow. I'll put an announcement on my page, Nikki Talks Food, on Facebook. Red Eye will put a, you know, we'll share the announcement together. Then we'll create an Eventbrite where you can reserve your meal kit.
Don says, can't wait to make dinner to impress my family so they think I know how to cook.
You do know how to cook. So we do it together, and you know, these are things you'll use, you know, over the whole time that you know that you cook is like, you know, once you learn what's called fundamentals, like we learned a vinaigrette today, the fundamentals help you make an exponential amount of food later. Yes, Eventbrite. Barbie is saying that the Eventbrite will be live soon, so we'll get that rocking. I kind of threw her for a loop because I changed the whole entire meal kit on her. We crowdsourced it though, so as soon as we get everything together with our purveyors, you know, it takes a lot of logistics to get these kits together. And Barbie is amazing with that. And I really want to take a minute to thank her for all the amazing work that she does. I forgot to give her a shout out and I feel terrible for that. So here it is, Barbie. We appreciate you, all the work that you do to make these meal kits happen. This was her brainchild, and we're very fortunate that, you know, I'm fortunate that she actually, you know, tapped me to do this. So it's a cool thing. And I enjoy like working with the community. Yeah. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I'm gonna eat this pasta. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. Let's see, did I forget anything? Yeah, meal kits. Meal kits will be able to, the Eventbrite will go live soon, and then again, you'll be able to reserve your meal kit, and then you'll after that be able to pick up your meal kit at the Midtown location of Red Eye Coffee between 11 and 2 p.m. And yeah, super easy. No contact. You can call ahead and say I'm coming, and they'll put it in your trunk. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are the highlight of my week. Thank you so much. Please give us a shout if you have any comments and you have any suggestions. This is a community, thing we're doing, and so the conversation, as long as it's going, it's good. So let us know your thoughts. Reach out, and so it only helps us get better. All right, love you guys. Stay safe. Looks like the wind has calmed down, so we're okay here in Buck Lake. But have a great day, guys.